Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel. Now then, today's video we're going to be looking at this baby. It's the Eachine EAT10. It's a 6x6 1/16 scale army truck. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice the distinct resemblance to the Fayee FY004, which I believe this is basically a copy of. In this video we're going to be doing an unboxing and a complete teardown. There's no run video because if you want to see this thing in action, go back and check out my Fayee FY004 videos and they will tell you all you need to know basically. Now the reason I'm doing this video for you guys today is the fact that I don't think there's a teardown video for one of these, and these are on a flash deal on Banggood at the moment. I paid about 30 quid for this, which is roughly about $40 US. They do at the moment come with 2 batteries and the canvas cover for the back, which is normally about 15 quid. So these are an absolute bargain at the moment. Normally they retail for about 50-60 quid. But like I say, 30 quid at the moment and $40 US. I'd like to get the videos out, especially for something on a flash deal. I'd like to get these videos out as soon as possible so you guys can sort of take advantage of it. Anyway, enough of the waffle. Let's get into the box and hopefully our 2 batteries and canvas cover will be inside. So in the box we get the truck, we get our canvas load bed cover, we get a battery charger, a little nodger for the transmitter, which is like a pretend aerial, a screwdriver. We also get a little tiny Allen key, which I haven't quite worked out what that's for yet. Now we get our transmitter, and the transmitter has throttle and steering trim on it. It takes 3 AA batteries which you have to supply. Now then, we also get 2 1200 milliamp hour batteries. Now in the Fayee you got a 500, you got one 500 milliamp hour battery. So these 1200 milliamp hour batteries in this should give you oodles of runtime, and you get 2 of them, you should get absolutely hours of runtime. Oh, and we get a set of instructions as well. Okay then, let's have a quick look around the truck. I'm not going to cover too much old ground because I've actually covered the identical Fayee version, but things like the doors open, your battery goes in the top here in this little compartment. The tailgate should open. Oh yeah, there it goes. It's 6x6 obviously, and these diffs are open, but they are very open. If you watched one of the Fayee videos I did, I showed you how to sort of lessen the action of the differentials to give it a bit more off-road capability. But it's still quite good. A little trail truck, and they take some beating, I tell you. Anyway, that's enough of looking around the truck. Let's take it apart and see what we get. That's the wheels and the load bed off. Now I don't know if you knew this, but you can actually use these wheels on MM models and WPL trucks, because I think they're all the same 5mm hex if I remember rightly. So these wheels you can actually interchange, and I think they'd look quite smart on a WPL C14, C24, something like that. So you can actually use these wheels on WPL. The load bed, now in my humble opinion, I think these Fayee Eachine trucks are quite well put together, because you've actually got 8 individual screws that hold the load bed on to the frame, and I think they're quite well screwed. I think they're far superior to JJRCs, I really do. Anyway, we'll take the cab off and we'll have a look at the electronics and the transmission, etc. So I'll get that removed and back in 5. Okay then, that's the cab off. It's got lights at the front, as you'd probably expect, the plug for which is underneath. This little plug, interestingly enough, is for the FPV camera that you can buy for these, which just plugs in the back there and sits in this bracket. Battery tray is there, and the lid literally just slides on and clips in and is just secured with a little screw. To get the cab off the frame, it's a bit, well, it's not always obvious, but you have to take the 2 halves of this fuel tank apart and this little sort of compressor bottle box, if you like, and inside you can get access. Basically there's the hole for it. Inside you can get access to 2 screws, and if you take the 2 screws out, the whole assembly sort of hinges forward and then it can be removed from the frame. Now then, let's quickly have a look at the chassis. It's a fairly standard twin rail affair. So if you've got like a WPL or a JJRC or something, it's very, very similar. I believe the width is identical as well. So all the WPL and JGRC bits and pieces will actually fit, or fairly interchangeable anyway. One area of interest is actually this thing is fully proportional, but it actually has a 5-wire servo instead of a normal 3-wire. That's obviously the receiver stroke ESC at the back there, and we have the motor. What we'll do, we'll get a few of these bits and pieces out. We'll have a quick look at these diffs, and we'll have a quick look at the chassis and the rest of the transmission basically. I've just found out what the little Allen key is for in the toolkit. It's to undo the grub screws from the drive shafts. The diffs on these trucks are quite robust, I must admit. They're very good on road, but pretty crap off, I must admit. You can improve matters by either locking them, or as if I've done in the previous video, fit some very heavy weight diff oil. Or WPL items will fit because the dimensions are basically the same. Springs, if you've got one of these, again, very good on road, pretty crap off. The springs are way too hard. I swapped mine for a set of WPL ones, and this made the suspension a lot more compliant. Okay, here's the motor unit out of it. Now it's a little 180 unit. I actually really rate these. I actually think that these are on par with the 260 that's in an MM models. They seem to be super powerful, and I don't know if it's the gear inside the little gearbox, but they really do pull that big truck around, no problem at all. And in fact, I fitted a 260 motor into my Fayee, and I didn't really notice any difference between the 180 and the 260. All that's left then really is the electronics. Now then, the board is FPV ready. Like I say before, you can get like a little kit that plugs in. You can have, like, I think there's an app on your phone, and you can have first person view on a little camera that sticks out just behind the cab. These are actually quite robust. I actually drowned mine, submerged it in water by accident once, and it stopped working for a short period of time. I let it dry out and it started to work again. So I think these are quite robust. Like I said to you before, the servo is a weird 5-pin one, but it actually has a really large plug on it. Now this plug size is the same as you'd find on a WL Toys 12 427 428. So if you try and get a replacement for it, you have to have a Fayee one or a Eachine one, because something like a WL Toys one won't fit because the plug's different on the end. Well, that pretty much concludes our unboxing and teardown of Eachine's EAT01 or Fayee FY004. Would I recommend this truck to anybody? Well, the answer is a no-brainer really, yes. I mean, I actually bought the Fayee version and really liked it. So one that comes with 2 much larger batteries and a canvas cover for less money, what's not to like? As ever on the channel, I'll leave some links in the description. I don't know how long it's going to be on a flash deal on Banggood, so if you want one, be quick about it. But like I say, at the moment, these Eachines represent excellent value for money. As ever, if you found the video of some use and interest, please give it a massive thumbs up, and if you're feeling that way inclined, hit that subscribe button for more similar future content. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you again soon.